7th foster kid to live in this house, and I just found out what happened to the other 6. I thought I finally hit the jackpot when the Wrights took me in 6 months ago. After bouncing between 12 different placements since I was 14, I was desperate for something that felt permanent, and when I moved in with them, I thought I had finally found my family. My foster mom Raquel would hum while she baked cookies every Sunday, and always set aside the biggest one for me with extra chocolate chips. Her husband Richard spent entire weekends teaching me how to change a tire and would nod seriously when I talked about wanting to study engineering. Their bio daughter Hazley would drag me to her room to show me TikToks like we were actual sisters. For the first time in years, I felt secure. Everything changed last Tuesday when I came home early from school with a migraine that felt like someone was driving nails into my skull. I used my key to get in through the back door because the front door squeaked and I didn't want to bother anyone. My hands were shaking from the pain as I fumbled with the lock. That's when I heard Raquel's voice drifting from the kitchen. She was on the phone talking to someone about their upcoming anniversary party, and her tone was different, sharper, more businesslike than the sweet voice she used with me. I pressed my back against the hallway wall and listened as she went through guest lists and logistics for the big celebration they'd been planning for weeks. My chest felt warm thinking about how they kept saying how special it would be to have me there as their daughter. Then Raquel said something that made every muscle in my body go rigid. "Oh, don't worry about Skylar. We've already arranged for her to have a little breakdown the day before the party." Her laugh was cold and mechanical, nothing like the warm chuckle I'd heard 1,000 times before. I called her social worker yesterday and told her Skylar's been having violent episodes, throwing things, threatening Hazley. You know how these damaged kids get. My knees buckled. Raquel's voice got even more excited as the conversation continued. 72-hour hold minimum, maybe longer if we're lucky. These adolescent psych wards don't mess around once you use the right trigger words. I could taste bile rising in my throat. Then Raquel started talking about a girl named Lucy, and her voice turned gleeful. Same thing we did last year? Lucy thought she was so smart planning to report us right before aging out. Raquel made a clicking sound with her tongue. So we had her committed for self-harm ideation. While she was locked out, we cleaned out all $18,000 of that college fund she'd been so proud of. Then I heard Hazley's footsteps bouncing down the stairs. Mom, is Skylar going to be like Keaton where we keep her past 18, or are we dumping her soon? Raquel's voice dropped to a whisper, but I could still hear every word. Probably dumping. She's getting too comfortable, asking too many questions about the money we're supposed to be saving for her future. Hazley giggled, the same giggle she made when we watched funny movies together. Good thing I already wrote her goodbye letter and stuck it in her backpack, just in case we need evidence for the psychiatric hold. The hallway started spinning and crawled back outside on my hands and knees. I sat in my car for 20 minutes with my head between my knees trying not to throw up. When I finally went inside, Raquel was waiting by the door with her face arranged in that familiar mask of concern. She wrapped her arms around me and checked my temperature with the back of her hand. "Oh, sweetheart, you look terrible. Let me make you some soup." Hazley appeared with a bowl and sat cross-legged on my bed while I ate. She brushed my hair back from my forehead and asked about my day at school. Her fingers were gentle and her eyes looked so sincere I started wondering if I'd imagined the whole conversation. Maybe the migraine had made me hallucinate. But then I caught Hazley's reflection in my bedroom mirror when she thought I wasn't looking. Her face was blank, calculating, like she was studying me for some kind of experiment. The next morning I called my social worker, Mrs. Gaffner, shaking so bad I could barely hold the phone. When I told her what I'd heard, her voice went from professional to sharp in seconds. "Skylar, I need you to pack a bag right now. Don't tell the Wrights anything. I'm coming to get you in 30 minutes." When Mrs. Gaffner arrived, her face was set in hard lines I'd never seen before. Without a word, she loaded my stuff in her car and drove me to an emergency placement while I told her everything. "I've been getting reports about you from the Wrights," she said while gripping the steering wheel. "Concerning reports. I was planning to investigate, but now I know why they were trying to build a case against you. I keep thinking about Lucy and Keaton and wondering how many other kids they destroyed. But mostly I think about Hazley's blank face in that mirror and how perfectly she could switch between sister and predator."